I was dreaming I had $100. Not anymore. You don't. Poof. And the worst part? It didn't even feel fake while it was happening. You could be flying over a city made of melted toothpaste, arguing with a talking dog about your childhood, while somehow also late for an exam you didn't register for, and in the moment your brain is like, yeah, this checks out. Which raises a pretty uncomfortable question. Why do dreams feel so real when they are objectively complete nonsense? Welcome to Dream Neuroscience. Or as your brain calls it, let's run a fully immersive simulation with zero supervision and see what happens. So first, your brain at night is not off. That's the biggest misconception. It doesn't shut down like a laptop. It switches modes. And the two main modes are non-REM sleep and REM sleep. Non-REM sleep is more like maintenance mode. Think, cleaning files, organizing memory, deleting junk thoughts like, why did I say that in 2016? But then comes REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. And this is where things get weird. Because REM sleep is basically your brain turning into a Hollywood studio with unlimited budget and no script supervisor. During REM sleep, brain activity doesn't decrease. It lights up. In fact, brain imaging studies like fMRI and MRI scans show something surprising. Large parts of your brain become almost as active as when you're awake. And that's the key reason dreams feel real. Because your brain is not imagining in a weak sense. It's simulating reality. Full sensory simulation. Let's break down the cast of this internal movie production. First up, the visual cortex. This is the part at the back of your brain responsible for sight. In waking life, it processes what your eyes see. In dreams, there are no eyes involved. But the visual cortex still activates like it's receiving real input, which is why you can see things in dreams with full clarity. Faces, places, monsters, that weird hallway that leads to your childhood kitchen but also a space station. It's all generated internally. So your brain is basically doing CGI rendering without external cameras. Next character, the thalamus. Think of the thalamus as your brain's sensory relay station. In non-REM sleep, it mostly shuts the gates. No incoming sensory traffic. But in REM sleep, it reopens communication channels. It starts sending internally generated signals to the cerebral cortex. So your brain is literally feeding itself fake sensory data. Sounds, visuals, touch, movement. That's why you can feel wind in dreams. Or pain. Or why you somehow know the texture of a wall that doesn't exist. Your thalamus is basically saying, here's some simulated reality. Don't question it. And your brain doesn't. Now let's talk about emotions. Because dreams aren't just visual. They are emotional roller coasters with no safety rails. That's the amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center. During REM sleep, the amygdala becomes highly active, which is why dreams feel intense. Fear feels terrifying. Love feels overwhelming. Embarrassment feels like social death times 10. This is also why nightmares hit so hard. Because your fear response system is fully online, even though nothing is real. Your brain doesn't care. It's reacting as if it is. And then we have the hippocampus. This one is important. The hippocampus is involved in memory formation and memory consolidation during sleep. It's basically sorting through your life like, this matters, this doesn't. This is emotionally confusing. Let's remix it into a dream sequence. It also participates in neural reactivation and memory replay during sleep. So parts of your day get replayed in distorted forms. A conversation you had at lunch might become a dream about arguing with a stranger on a spaceship. That's sleep-dependent learning in action. Your brain is literally trying to integrate information, but it does it in the weirdest way possible. Now here's the twist that explains a lot of the "this feels too real" effect. Your prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical, decision-making part of your brain, it basically goes offline during REM sleep, or at least significantly reduces activity. This is called reduced prefrontal cortex activity and cognitive control suppression. And it's a big deal. Because this is the part of your brain responsible for judgment, self-awareness, critical thinking. Wait, this doesn't make sense detection. So in dreams, that system is muted, which leads to impaired judgment in dreams. So when your dream logic says, you can breathe underwater but only if you speak French, your brain goes, sounds reasonable. No questioning, no resistance, just acceptance. This combination is what creates dream vividness and sensory simulation in dreams. You have visual cortex firing visuals, thalamus feeding sensory illusions, amygdala generating emotional intensity, hippocampus injecting memory fragments, prefrontal cortex asleep at the wheel. It's basically reality engine on, fact-checking off, emotion amplifier max, logic disabled. No wonder it feels real. Now, let's talk about something even more interesting. Dream perception versus reality. While you are dreaming, your brain is not labeling experiences as fake, because the systems responsible for reality checking are offline. So your subconscious processing treats everything as current experience. That's why in dreams, dead people feel alive. Impossible physics feel normal. Identity can shift without warning. Time behaves like it's optional. It's not confusion. It's lack of correction. And yes, brain imaging studies confirm this. fMRI and MRI studies show that during REM sleep, neural networks activation looks eerily similar to waking consciousness in certain regions. Which is wild. Because your brain is essentially running a high-resolution simulation of reality internally. No external input needed. Just stored memory, emotion, and pattern reconstruction. Now, why are dreams sometimes so emotional? That's emotional memory integration. Your brain is not just replaying memories. It's recombining them, mixing emotional fragments with new scenarios. That's why dreams feel personal, even when they make no sense. A random hallway can feel like somewhere important, because your brain is tagging emotional significance to reconstructed sensory experience. And nightmares? Same system, different output. If your amygdala is overactive during REM sleep, fear-based simulations become dominant. So your brain runs threat scenarios. Being chased, falling, losing control, failing socially. This is part of the brain threat detection system working without real-world calibration. It's like a fire alarm testing itself, but it doesn't know it's just a test. So it screams. Now here's something useful hiding in all this chaos. Dreams are actually part of sleep and learning enhancement. Because during sleep, your brain is doing information processing in sleep at scale. It's strengthening important memories, weakening irrelevant ones, integrating emotional experiences, rehearsing patterns. This is why memory replay during sleep matters. Your brain is literally practicing reality while you are unconscious. And that leads to something kinda beautiful. Sleep-dependent learning means the more you sleep after learning something, the better your brain encodes it. So if you study all night and skip sleep, you're not helping memory. You're sabotaging it. Because consolidation doesn't happen during awake cramming. It happens during sleep, especially REM cycles. And dream recall mechanisms? That's another layer. You only remember dreams when you wake up during or shortly after REM sleep. If you wake up later, your brain has already moved on. It's like trying to remember a dream file after your brain has archived it, compressed it, and thrown away the temporary cache. So what are dreams, really? They are not random noise. They are sensory experience reconstruction powered by subconscious processing. A simulation built from memory fragments, emotional signals, and neural activation patterns. A private virtual reality generated by your own brain. And the reason it feels real? Because for a few minutes every night, your brain removes the difference between real input and internal simulation. Same machinery, same emotional systems, same sensory processing, just no external world plugged in. So the next time you wake up confused, like, why did I just dream I was late to an exam I never enrolled in while riding a dolphin through my childhood school? Just remember, Your brain wasn't being random. It was running cognitive neuroscience of dreams in real time, testing memories, rewiring emotions, simulating reality, and forgetting to include logic. Anyway, if you enjoyed this deep dive into why your brain turns into a chaotic movie studio every night, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe, or don't. Your prefrontal cortex is probably still waking up anyway.